But first, those FBI raids in northwest Indiana. The feds now say they busted a big-time gambling operation that was run out of restaurants in northwest Indiana. 22 people are now charged in what prosecutors are calling Operation Porterhouse Parlay.
And tonight, our NBC5 Chicago investigative team has learned that the illegal gambling charges go well beyond northwest Indiana, with authorities charging 2 men who have ties to the Chicago outfit and mafia families in Boston and New York. Our investigative reporter Chuck Goudie has that part of our coverage.
Organized crime investigators are zeroing in on 2 names in the Indiana charges, Hoosier mobster, both of them from outside Indiana. Filippo Gigi Rovito, considered a Chicago outfit associate by authorities, and he's the flashy proprietor of a well-known west suburban Chicago restaurant. And Giuseppe Joe Palozzo Manzi, a convicted drug dealer and loan shark whom investigators say has ties to the Patriarcha mob in Boston and the Gambino crime family in New York.
Arrests were made across the country, not only in northern Indiana, but we also made arrests in Chicago, Boston, New York, Sarasota, Florida, Los Angeles, Mesa, Arizona, and San Juan, Puerto Rico.
With 150 federal agents working these Wednesday raids and arrests, they only had to cross the Illinois state line to grab 49-year-old Gigi Rovito. Capri is his upscale restaurant in west suburban Burr Ridge and has become the favored gathering place for outfit capos, according to mob watchers. It is where Rovito himself has been accused of conducting mob business, and it's home base for his ever-expanding digital footprint. Rovito has continued a sizzling online presence, despite some investigators saying he's been told to cool it by other Chicago mob bosses who prefer their profiles rare.
We got the wise guy meatballs.
Rovito's Wise Guys meatballs won't have his personal flavor for a while. The self-styled Wise Guy is locked up without bond until a detention hearing Monday, and the government wants him held until trial. Rovito is a twice-convicted felon, drugs and sex cases, who again faces significant prison time if convicted of the new charges, that he allegedly worked as an enforcer for the Indiana gambling ring. Text messages supplied in court documents allege that when Rovito was searching for a wayward gambler in a Florida casino 2 years ago, he was willing to knock the debtor's lights out and then shove his head into a machine.
Members of the organization used threats and intimidation to collect on gambling debts.
One of the most disturbing aspects of the indictment was a threat to a debtor to kill his daughter at Valparaiso University, saying, "We know where your daughter is, and if you don't pay this debt back in a certain amount of time, the next thing we do is we're going to go find your daughter at Valpo, and we're going to kill her."
For years, Scott Bernstein's Gangster Report has looked into Rovito from Chicago and Joe Palozzo Manzi from Boston, both organized crime figures arrested in the Indiana gambling case. What did those 2 things say about the operation of this Indiana gambling business?
That it was incredibly sprawling, even though it was based out of northwest Indiana and these 2 restaurants. They were going around the country debt collecting and leaning on people and threatening people.
The alleged involvement of Hoosier mobsters from out of state comes as no surprise to longtime observers of illegal bookmaking and unsanctioned sports betting. Organized crime experts have known for decades that illicit big money operations don't succeed for long without the involvement of the mob. There are dozens of examples where those who have bucked the system haven't survived to regret it. Back to you.
All right, Chuck Goudie tonight. Thank you, Chuck.